from TST Industries here. Today we're going to make a video showing you how to install these Gen 2 levers on a 2013 and up Honda CBR 600RR. So in the first step, we will be removing the brake lever. To do so, we will need to undo the nut that's under the pivot bolt here. And now we will continue with unscrewing the pivot bolt from the lever perch. Now the pivot bolt is loose enough that you can use your hands to finish unscrewing it. Once you feel it moving up and down, you will need to hold the lever, withdraw the pivot bolt, and carefully uninstall the lever. We'll put the lever to the side, and what I'd like to do is clean up the pivot bolt really well, and then reapply some fresh grease. Alright, and now we will be ready to install the TST Industries lever. So, important thing to note here is that the lever does come, the brake lever side comes a little tumbler cylinder that is responsible for pushing in the master cylinder pin, and that needs to be installed this hole like so, matching this hole here. So now, while holding your thumb and forefinger like so, you need to install TST Industries lever into the perch, making sure that you get the pin from the master cylinder into that tumbler cylinder, and now manipulate the lever in a way that its pivot hole will align with the perch pivot hole, and install the pivot bolt. Once you get good alignment, the pivot bolt will drop down to its threads, and you can start threading it in. I recommend doing that by hand first, making sure that you will not cross thread it using a tool, and then you just follow up by tightening it down with a flathead screwdriver. What you want to do is bottom it out and take it maybe 5 degrees past bottom. And now we will install the locking nut on the bottom of this pivot bolt. Thread it on by hand, and then using a 10mm socket, you can tighten it into place. And this will make sure this assembly does not come apart on you while riding. All right, so now the brake lever is ready to go. You have 6 levels of adjustment. You can adjust it to your comfort. I personally like it at 6 because I use one finger. You will get to customize it to your liking. All right, let's move on to the clutch side. So now we will continue with the clutch side. First, we will uninstall the OEM clutch lever. To do that, we will undo the locking nut on the pivot bolt. Now we will back out the pivot bolt from the perch. And in the following step, we'll loosen up the clutch cable. Okay, so once we figure out the loosest location we could have with the clutch cable slot aligned with the perch slot for removal, we'll leave it in that position. All right, now that we have it nice and aligned, we can remove the cable, flip the lever over, pivot, and remove the cable from the lever, put the lever to the side. Once again, I like to clean the pivot bolt nicely and reapply new grease. We'll now take the TST Industries clutch lever, insert the clutch cable into it. So now we will bring the clutch cable through the adjuster and the perch, and then insert the lever into the perch, align the pivot holes on the perch and the lever, and now we can put the pivot bolt back into place, make sure it bottoms out on the threads, start the threads by hand, and follow up with tightening that pivot bolt with a flathead screwdriver. And we'll tighten this bolt up pretty snug here, make sure it's not binding the lever. And now we need to put the locking nut on the bottom of this pivot bolt. Once we bottom out the nut, want to tighten it a couple degrees more, making sure the lock is engaged. Do not want to over tighten it. Check the range of motion on the clutch again, and now we will adjust the cable tightness. For best results, check your owner's manual and follow the guidelines for adjusting your clutch cable there. We'll leave some play here and lock it down. And this is ready to go. Last thing I like to do is make sure the levers are adjusted to my ergonomics and put them through the range of motion, make sure everything is safe before I take the bike out, and it looks like it is here, so pretty much ready to go.